Harvest Chapel School. And I would sit there and I would listen to your stories, and I would just sit there and I'd be like, Lord, I understand, I agree with what he's saying. You know what I mean? But I know this man believes what he's saying greater than what I believe it to be true. And I would just sit there and I would listen. And you kept saying these phrases like, you don't understand. I go into my room when no one else is looking, and I shut the door and I turn the clock and I spend time. And I am the way I am because of what happens in that room. Mm-hmm. And it just finally like just dawned on me. I was like, this man's, everything this man has has something to do with what he's receiving in prayer. And it's become alive to him. I said, and that's my issue. I just can't come and hear you and receive it. I have to go and get it. You know, and that might seem elementary, but back then it was just something that really convicted me. So today we're just going to be talking about prayer and what that looks like.
Yeah.
So one of the just first questions I have for you is just for that person who's a new believer, who haven't really developed a prayer life. I mean, they're attending church and they get it and they understand the knowledge. Like, what would you have to say just to them, the person who hasn't developed that yet?
Okay, let me comment and I'll just comment on your first thoughts there about when you come and listen. And like, I felt emotional. I could have cried when you said that, because when you go into your bedroom, and I'm going to explain that and help people that are watching what that can look like. You never do that understanding the big picture outcome and how that can influence people and what that's doing to you. The reason I'm going in there is I want to be with him. I want to know him.
Yeah.
So for somebody that's a new believer, I think our biggest trap is just getting caught in formalities, just letting church take the place of knowing him, letting serving in a ministry take the place of knowing him. Because knowing him is what will change your life.
Yeah.
Jesus said, this is eternal life, that you might know him.
Yeah.
See, that's a big deal. If all you do is come to God because you need forgiven and you're going to heaven someday, life's still the same challenges, same reactions. It's when you get to know him that your life begins to be changed. 1 John 4 says, if you know God, you're going to walk in love. If you love, you know God and you're born of God. If you don't love, you don't know God. So think about that. So if the whole goal of our instruction is
like, he is the real deal. Like, I have never heard preaching like him before. Like just straight up honest truth. And it, like, when I listen to him and when I hear him talk, I'm just like, something in my soul just like stirs. And then, like, there's a lot of like big pastors like Joel Osteen, Joyce Meyer, there's a lot of big pastors that have like 5 houses, 3 yachts, and like they just have a bunch of money and but this guy has lived in the same house for 30 years. He purposely doesn't ask for an offering for where he goes. He actually left being a pastor because he didn't like how, when he was at this convention with a bunch of pastors, he was thinking they were going to be the most godly men, and they were not. And like, he was just like, I don't want to, I'd rather be in the workplace, like, just, praising Jesus, like, wherever I am. Like, I don't, and it's just, and now he just travels around. He doesn't ask for money. I don't know, you guys. And there's another guy that actually, this is the guy that someone told me about. And then I ended up finding out about Dan Mohler. But this is what the guy looks like. His name's Todd White. With dreadlocks and everything. I mean, he's got a backstory, man. Like, drugs. I mean, like, just all kinds of stuff. He was adopted because his parents couldn't take care of him because he was so, like, hard to handle. And he said that when he was he went to a church and he saw Dan Mohler and he was like, I saw Jesus in a man. Like, Jesus was in a man, and that's how they got connected. And Dan helped him out of just the life of sin and then brought him to Jesus. Like, that's so stinking cool. But this guy doesn't tell people where he's going or what he's going to be doing. He just he picks the small churches. Like, he just listens to the Lord, And I just I want that, man. I want it. And it's just really cool. But he's just got some really neat things to say, and I feel like if you listen to him or even Todd White, you just it's convicting and it's real, and I don't know, it's pretty cool. Pretty cool.